Hi everyone, this is my next corset review. Right now I'm wearing the Teal Longline Underbust style MF1331 made by Morgana Femme Couture. So here is the front, the side, the back, and the other side. For the length and fit of this, the center front is 13.5 inches, and you can see that it is very much a long line corset. This is actually an interesting experience for me. This is a standard size 22, and I find that I can barely sit in this. I can sit down if I kind of scoot my butt to the edge of the chair and perch. However, to extend my knee to a full 90 degrees to my torso, I would find this corset a little bit too long for me. So I would only recommend this corset for those women who are long-waisted or very tall, or you just don't plan on sitting down in this. However, you can get this made to measure on the Morgana Femme Couture website, so maybe they would be able to shorten it for you if you're a little bit of a shorter torso. And for the actual silhouette of this, I would say that this is a more dramatic hourglass silhouette with a conical ribcage. However, the hip spring is amazing, and right now my hips, it's just very nicely cradled inside the corset. It's not swimming in there, but it's also not being pinched. It's not going numb or anything. And for the back here, you can see that at the very bottom, it's not closed. It has about an inch or so gap in the back, but really if I weren't wearing my jeans that have a bulky waistband, then I would probably be able to close this corset all the way. So here's a corset laying flat. For the material, there are 3 layers. The fashion fabric is, I believe, Dupioni silk, this beautiful teal color. The interlining is real herringbone couture, and the lining on the inside is floating, and it is made out of a black cotton twill. And I'm not certain if you can see it on camera, but here I picked away a little bit of the binding. Here's the fashion fabric, and this is the lining. And on the inside here, you can see the herringbone weave of the couture. For the construction of this, it's made from a 6-panel pattern. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the couture layer and the silk layer were constructed, the panels were assembled with basically a lock stitch. So the seams were all pressed open. The herringbone and the silk were flat lined, and then these external boning channels were put down. Some of them are on the seams, which helps strengthen the joint of the seams, and some of them are put in the middle of the panel. And then the liner inside is floating. And I can feel a waist tape in this corset. You can also see it faintly. It's about an inch wide, stitched invisibly in between the layers, running through the entire width of the corset. And here's a close-up of the binding. It's made from bias strips of what looks like to be the same black satin couture that the boning channels are made out of. And it's machine stitched both on the outside and on the inside here. You can also see that there are no garter tabs in here. So if you want garter tabs, you'll have to sew them in yourself. There's no modesty panel in the back here, but it's not a huge deal to me since I'm able to close this one fully in the back. However, there is a small unboned modesty placket in the front, just made out of a strip of the fashion fabric that's been folded over and sewn down underneath the knob side of the busk. The busk itself is a standard flexible busk, so 1/2 inch wide on each side, and this one is 12.5 inches long with 6 brackets. There's also a flat steel bone on either side of the busk, which helps to contribute to some sturdiness. It is still fairly flexible, however, the bones in the front here, in the side front, help to contribute to a bit more of the sturdiness, and you can see that on me the profile is pretty flat. Turning the corset on its side here, there are 24 bones in this corset, not including the busk, so 12 on each side. The 9 here in external boning channels made out of the black satin couture, these are all, I believe, spiral steel bones, a 1/4 inch wide. Then there's also 2 1/4 inch wide flat steel bones in the back by the Grommets, and another one by the busk, as I mentioned before. There are 30 2-part size 00, I believe, grommets, 15 on each side, with a pretty wide lip around them. These grommets please me. I love these. If anybody can recognize the brand of these grommets, please let me know because I want some. They are pretty equally distributed or equally spaced out at the top and bottom of the corset, but as you get closer to the waistline, you can see that they get closer together for more control in there. Here's the underside of the grommets. You can see that the washer is nice and large. The grommets all had rolled really nicely. There are absolutely no splits in them. I love these grommets, I really do. And allow me to be a fangirl about the laces. 1/4 inch wide flat nylon laces, not a lot of spring to it, extremely strong and thin yet easy to grip. This corset is available made to measure on the Morgana Femme Couture website, and it is 185 pounds in the UK, which is about $290 here in US and Canada. That is up to, I believe, a waist size of 26 corseted. If you have a corseted waist of 27 or above, then they charge 222 pounds. However, right now I'm not wearing the made to measure style, I'm wearing the ready-made style. It's a standard size that they sell on their Etsy website, and I bought this for $230. And this concludes the review for the MF1331 corset by Morgana Femme Couture. If you enjoyed this or you learned something new, then please click the like button, help support the channel, and please leave a comment down below if you have any comments or questions. I'll be happy to get back to you. I will see you all in a few days for the next video. Bye!